On the development from the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, we're now being joined by the national chairman, Dr. Major Agbo. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thanks for having me.
We saw the press conference that you had talking about the individuals from the Kwakwansia movement, and you said there was a memorandum of understanding between the party and the Kwakwansia movement, which has long expired. Tell us more about that memorandum of understanding, that agreement between the NNPP and the Kwakwansia movement.
Thank you so much. Well, it's unfortunate that we have found ourselves where we are, though nothing is lost yet. We're trying to ensure that the activities does not in any way deter us. What I can tell you is that sometimes in 2022, precisely February 2022, we were approached by the Kwakwansia movement, and then what was also called TNM then, the national movement. Of course, that has dissolved into thin air because it's a collection of very serious Nigerians who eventually discovered that they were in the wrong place under the leadership of somebody who has no respect for them and all of that. So the two organizations approached us directly, and what is it they were looking for? They wanted a platform through which they could field candidates for the 2023 general election. As you are aware, a political party is there. Its primary role is to create opportunity for people to be able to run for election. We don't have any place for independent candidacy in this country yet, and so the only way you can run for an election is through a political party. So it would have been wrong if we had denied them that opportunity. We, obliged them after a series of meetings. The last meeting that concluded the discussion was held at the country home of Dr. Boniface Okechukwu Anebunam, who is the founder of NNPP, the founder of what is called National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders. That's the parent body of NNPP. That's the body that established NNPP. So we had the last meeting in his country home in the suburb of Oka, precisely in Umuaulu, where we agreed, okay, they could come in, and tentatively, we needed to have some form of understanding. And we agreed that this understanding was going to last just for the period of that election. Because obviously they were shut out from so many other political parties. We are aware that they tried so many other parties, including Accord, PRP, and all of that.
So the memorandum of understanding, the agreement was that after the general election,
yes,
it would expire.
We would come back to review it,
okay,
and determine whether it could be reworked, okay, for it to continue. If the two sides are doing well, keeping to the tenets of the agreement. Otherwise, it will be
okay, so
revoked.
after that review, we
didn't even review because their colors became apparent. Even before the election, we had already started seeing very funny behaviors, people trying to take what does not belong to them and all of that. Their domineering attitudes, which is strange to a political party. Our party is a party for 23 years that has belonged to the ordinary people. We started seeing elitist tendencies that were contrary to the vision of the party. So our members started complaining. So we already had started seeing problems. So there was no need for any review. What we said was, gentlemen, we seem to have violated the provisions of this MOU, especially from your side. We have done our bit by allowing you come in. You've come in, you've won election and all of that, but you don't seem to be keeping to the tenets of this agreement.
And so that agreement is ended now?
It ended shortly after the election.
There's some thoughts, some critics argue that this decision might weaken the NNPP because when you're having this agreement, yes, they needed a party to field the candidates. However, at that point, agreeing to that memorandum of understanding, you might have seen some value that they were bringing to the party. So how does this move forward your party right now?
The party has no challenges at all. Of course, you know that crisis is an integral part of politics and political party existence. Any party that is crisis-free, especially at the conclusion of every election cycle, is not a party. Any party, the signs that a party is developing is the level of crisis you see manifest within that party's administrative cadre and even amongst the members. So as far as we are concerned, Our shock absorbers are very sharp. There's no doubt about that. We've existed for about 20. We were there for like 22 years before they came. As I speak to you now, we're 24 years. In fact, by this February, we're 24 years in existence. So we have come a long way. We have developed very strong shock absorbers for things like this. And we know that every party is susceptible to, one form of crisis or the other, especially because politics is about interest. And sometimes when interests are selfish, it's a breeding ground for crisis. So as far as our party is concerned, we have no difficulties moving on at all. You can see we're moving on. What I can tell you was that that agreement was struck because of the quality of people that were in front, talking to us from the Kwankwasi and TNM side. Like I said, because they know their onions, and they know who they are, and they have names to maintain. They also have their reputation to maintain. They've all moved away. The likes of Senator Hunkuyi, you know him. He is a die-hard politician, very experienced politician. He was senator during the Obasanjo's second term. The likes of Professor Ben Mangwe, who was executive secretary of the Human Rights Commission, and so on. These are very distinguished Nigerians who have distinguished themselves in their chosen careers. They were in front. So we now felt that dealing with such caliber of people was certainly going to move the party forward. But what we didn't understand was that the man for whom they were talking to, on behalf of whom they were talking to us, was thinking otherwise. And that's why I started by making an opening statement that most of these people that we, out of respect, allowed them in, have since left.
Okay,
because they discovered that what they were seeing wasn't exactly what they had thought they would
I just
see.
wanted you to respond to some allegations that we've been seeing. There are reports that the Kwakwansia movement are dismissing this recent convention that led to your election as national chairman. I just wanted your response.
I said it today clearly that this a bundle of jokers, clowns, charlatans. Go and check. Is Kwankwasia movement a registered political party in this country? So why do they have the right to parade themselves as a political party to the extent of dismissing what a political party leader is saying authoritatively? They are not a political party. That is the truth. And this is one thing that Nigerians need to understand. The Kwankwasia movement came in as a pressure group. So it's just a fraction of our party. The party was there before they came.
Okay, so moving forward now, what steps is your party taking to ensure that whatever remains of NNPP is a viable alternative in the Nigerian political space? Because at the end of the day, you're looking forward to an election. How is the party going to fare?
Well, we like I said, we have no problems. The party is intact.
You clearly have a problem. If you are
except
people away that you made an agreement with.
No, see, let me tell you. In politics, there's what is called nuisance value. There is also what is called positive value, or whichever way you want to describe it. But every human being that has the right to vote and be voted for has either nuisance value to contribute or positive value to contribute. Let us assume that they came in. Nobody has ever argued that they didn't add value. But what we don't want to hear is that without them, the party wouldn't continue.
We don't have much time. Nigerians who support NNPP are watching. You need to tell them why what remains of the party is viable, is a viable opposition. Because right now, we need a strong opposition in the country.
This is a party that is known to Nigerians. This is a party. Look, in 2019, Bauchi State was at a standstill for NNPP. Now, what happened? We had a brand new manifesto that we were trying to test. We chose Bauchi to test it. And what happened in Bauchi is history. If you go and check, you will understand what I'm talking about. The party has a quick speed in recovering, like I said, from whatever happens to it. And I'm not comfortable with the use of the word remains, because there's nothing, as far as we are concerned, nothing has happened to the party. We just had a bunch of jokers coming and they have exited.
Thank you so much for that clarification. That was Major Agbo, National Chairman of the New Nigeria's People's Party, NNPP.